Hey guys, it's Amy with Crafts by Amy. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am in another event, and I am on YouTube and Facebook, so if you're watching me over on YouTube, say hi. If you're watching on Facebook, say hi. I am printing something out to use in my journal, because, I always wait till the last minute, because my mind just is like all over the place. So, yeah, let me turn on Do Not Disturb. Ow! So that I don't have to worry about whether somebody's going to call me in the middle of my live, because that almost happened last night. After I got off my live, I had a missed phone call, and I was like, uh, yeah, I'm glad I turned it on last night. Because, yeah, that would have been bad. Sorry, guys. I'm just taking my watch off to charge it while I'm crafting, because I'm not going anywhere, so it's not like I'm going to get footsteps in. So we are in Wendy's group. Dusty Granny's Crafts by Wendy is our host. Our group is Dusty Granny's Event Group. Our event today is Adventures in Journaling, and our theme is Crafter's Choice, which means we can do whatever we want. Hey, Miss Wendy lady. So, yeah, I am going to be working in my big-ass journal, my vintage sewing one, and I am printing out pockets to put in the front and the back. But I'm also going to make a waterfall, because I already had these pieces cut out. And how cute are these pockets? They were with a kit. They look like jeans. They're like jean pockets. This one's probably my favorite. I wish it was bigger, but it is what it is. So I'm putting those somewhere in that journal too. I don't know where. And it also came with this pocket that's like tiny as all get out. I feel like that should be saved for like a tag because it's way, way, way too small to be used on anything else. Hey, Miss Brandy Mocha. So I had cut these out just to use as cards in the journal. And then I was like, you know what? I really want to use, I want to make another waterfall to see if I can still make a waterfall and not mess it up. So I had these. I found this paper. I had used it in one of my other journals, so this piece was what was left. So I already scored it and folded it so that I can put the little, so that I can glue these on here. And I might round the corner at the top here, just because let me do that really quickly. And when I did my other one that I put in my journal already, I had to add a piece at the bottom to be able to pull it. So this is my paper that I'm going to use for that. I don't know if y'all can really see the pattern, but it does have a pattern. It's like a mint green color. And then this is the paper I want to put it on and stick it in the journal. It's like distressed polka dots. I don't know if y'all can really see it that much, but you can kind of see a little bit. So I'm going to cut the edge of this with my little scallop scissors that I have that are like pinking shears, but they are scalloped, not pointed, which I love these. So let's figure out what this corner rounded was. Hi, Miss Teresa. Hi, Mary. I think it was this big one, but I could be wrong. But I don't want to make it the wrong size. Nope, it was the 7. I should have known better. So this is our piece that we're using for a base of our waterfall. Like I said, it's just a piece that I had left over from another journal I was working on. And I'm going to get my computer out from my desk now that what I needed printed is gone. Done printing. So eventually I'm going to get my sewing machine up on my desk and sew something. I just have not done that yet. I should have done that tonight, but I didn't. So we're going to work on the waterfall. So this is my base piece that I'm going to put in the journal, but I want to cut up the piece I want to put it on first. Yes, you can just put it straight in your journal. I've been putting it on some masking pages, and so they're not exactly a sturdy page. I will say this, they're not as flimsy as vellum. So if I put glue on it, it's not seeping through. But I would expect that with masking paper, because if they didn't do that, that would be really wrong for using that to put in somebody's house when you're painting, because that's literally what it's used for. So I am just trimming the edge of this with my scallopy scissors that I love. I think I got them from Temu, but I'm pretty sure they sell them on Amazon too. So I don't know if y'all can see the edge. It's scalloped. So we are going to trim all of the sides to make it all pretty. And I think I might actually distress this with ink, even though it's already distressed. The distressing doesn't come through that much after you print it, in my opinion. So I think I want to distress the edges. Plus, it's my journal and I can do what I want with it, right? And that was not a straight line whatsoever on that side. So if you have missed any of the previous crafters in the event, it started at noon with Sharon from Crafting with Sharon, and Wendy is up after me. Dusty Granny's Crafts by Wendy. She is the last presenter in the day, so we've had a long day of crafters. So if you've missed any of them, you can go watch them in the group. I have shared everybody out on my page as well, so. But if you're not in the group, you should go join. I kind of cut this side straight, but this side is like a wonky mess. And I can like see that it's a wonky mess in this one section. I think that fixed it for the most part. I need to cut the bottom. Well, that didn't really help it. It just made it worse, but we're going to go with it because it's kind of straight now. So this is the paper we're going to put in the journal. So I'm just going to stick that over here for a second, and we're going to glue the pieces that we need to glue to this. Because I finally figured out how to do the journal. How to do it. I mean, how to do the journal. How to do the waterfall. Y'all know me. Once I come live, things come out of my mouth that could be anything. So before I do that, I just want to cut a piece of this. I'm going to use this as the piece that wraps around. So I'm just going to cut a piece off of this. I don't really need a huge piece. I'm going to do like 3/4 of an inch. So this is going to go around this. Actually, I should have cut it the other way because it's not going to fit. Oh well. It was good in theory. And I can't cut my paper long ways with that because it's not long enough. It's not. So we're going to have to cut with this, and I'm just going to approximate because this one doesn't have any numbers lower than 7/8. So I'm just cutting whatever this is. I hope that piece will fit. If not, I will find another piece of paper in my scraps to use. But I'm hoping this does fit because, yes, okay. I'll just save this other piece for something else. And then I'm going to use this to make a pull piece to pull out the thing because this is not going to be long enough. So let me get my glue. I am going to use art glitter glue. And I think I have these in the order I wanted them in. I think. I could be wrong. I think I am wrong. I think this one needs to go on the back. Yeah, I think that's how I need it. Okay. So we're just going to start gluing. I'm going to glue the last one on first. You can glue however you want, but that's how I'm going to glue them. So you don't need a ton of glue. And you don't want to put your piece right where you folded. So you want to put it like right below your fold line. And you want your paper to be the same width as your as your things that you're putting on here. So I don't know if y'all can see, but it's not exactly where the fold is. It's right below it. So it's not on the fold, it's below it. So I'm just going to go in and glue all of these. And I did make sure, you know, that I was able to move it back and forth pretty well before I came on here. And you want to try and line these up as best you can. I know that my some of these are not the same size. I don't know how I screwed that up, but I did. So some of them are like 1/16 of an inch difference, which doesn't bother me, but I mean, if it bothers you, you could always retrim them. I didn't realize that it was like that until I was going to use them for this. But you want to try and line your papers up as best you can with the edges. So this is the way I've learned to do it that I actually can understand and not mess up. Because I tried doing it the way Wendy learned, and somehow my piece that was supposed to hold it into the page ended up on top of all my flips, and I couldn't get it off without ripping it. So it ended up just being a waterfall. It wasn't a moving one. But live and learn. So I learned another way from, I think, a Facebook video that I saw. So I did distress all of these pieces before I came live also. But I think I found a video that I liked and I saved it. And I went back and watched it when I could. So like I said, just line them up as best you can with the edge. If you want, you could do this like I was. You don't have to do that. Some of the ones that I was just using were some of the ones that were smaller, so I wasn't overly concerned about that. And like I said, don't put it exactly at the edge if you want it to be able to move, because you need the fold available to move. So this is our last one. I'm going to put that glue a little bit closer to that one. And I thought about doing something on the back of these, but I didn't. I did not. Even the top one, you don't want it to be on the fold. Put it below the fold. Okay. So we've got that part done. Let's cut a piece to use for the pull part. So I can use my smaller one for this because I can only use this one for something that's this wide. I don't know what the dimensions are, but let's make a piece that is, I'm not making it to be the same size as this. It doesn't have to be. I don't remember what I made the one in my other journal, but I'm going to do 2.5 inches. And it doesn't need to be this long. You just need it to be long enough to where when you put it here, you have the room to pull out. So it doesn't need to be this long. So let's cut it down. Let's cut it down to 4 inches. Or whatever this is. This is 1, 2, 3.5 inches. Like I said, you don't need it to be, and I am going to use my punch to do the edges, but you just need it to be longer than this. And mine is like, you guys can see, it's like, I don't even know how many, it's not quite a 1/2 of an inch that it's short. But I actually liked having the tab at the bottom to be able to pull on it. So let's see. This is the smaller one. We'll use the smaller one because, like I said, anything that, as long as it's longer than what you need, you're going to be fine. So I'm going to use this punch. I don't know if y'all have one of those, the little scallopy edge punch. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. And I like that for the decorative effect for pulling out. So I'm not going to do the other end because it's just going to be taped in underneath this and you're not really going to see it. but I do want to distress it so that it goes with the rest of this. So I used coffee archival ink to distress all of this stuff. So that's what we're going to use on this. I know Tamara was supposed to be on earlier and she was having technical issues. I wonder if she fixed them and if she's going to try and come on after Wendy. I hate when that happens and then you don't get to go live. And who cares? I'm just going to do the top of it even though you're not going to see that part either. I'm just distressing this some more. I don't want the whole thing to be white-ish, so. But I do love my mint green. Thanks, Brenda. Okay, so we are just gonna take our paper, and our paper will kind of determine how long we want to make the little pull thing. I don't want to make it further than what the page is because that would just be a hot mess. So maybe that far in. So I'm just gonna flip that up, and I'm gonna. So it's about half of this, but I'm putting glue here. A little further down that. And I'm going to try and do my best to line this up in the middle. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to be straight? Probably not. It is pretty straight though. Just press down that. So this is what it looks like. So we're going to glue this piece. I know y'all are like, what the heck? I'm going to glue this to the paper. Then I'm going to glue it to this. And I know that may seem weird, but it's the only reason my waterfall thing actually worked last time I did it. So I don't know what I did wrong, but I do know that I did this wrong. So I'm going to glue this. I'm going to fold this around this so I can know that it fits. And I'm going to glue this part, this piece, to this. So I'm just using this to be able to fold it. Because you want your thing to be able to go around it and not be, you don't want to like put it exactly at the edges because then it's going to be a really tight, snug fit. So I would suggest like maybe a 1/16 of an inch or an 18th, I don't know. I would suggest leaving a little bit of leeway so that when you're trying to pull your waterfall through it, it's not going to get stuck. And I'll show you what I mean right now. So granted, this is not held in place, but if this was tighter, this would not go in and out of this very easily. It would make it really difficult to do. So yeah. So I'm going to glue these together, make sure this is straight and stuff. I'm going to glue this together. And I'm just gluing the paper to itself. I'm not gluing it to the other side. I'm just gluing it to itself. So last time I did it, I think I glued it on here and then tried gluing it on this, and it made a big old mess. So I think what I'm going to do instead is glue this thing first and then glue it to the paper. So I'm going to slide it in here like I just had it. And you want to put it far enough up to where you can glue it to the back of this one, because this is the piece that's going to be moving to do this. So you need to glue it to the last one of your little pieces that you glued on. So you don't want to push it up past where this is. So I think it should be good here. And you're gluing it to this piece, not this one. You're gluing it to the piece with the image or whatever you have on it that you glued on your paper, not this back of this, I think. Let me double check that because I don't want to mess this up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Because you want to be able to move this part. Okay. So I've got this in here. Let me make sure I have this where I need it. That was too high. That should be a decent place to do it. So I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put glue on this. I'm gonna take this and hold it in place. And I'm gonna press it down onto our little backing thing that's gonna move, our little pulley device. So now this back one is what's glued to that piece. I'm gonna take glue on this side of this, and we're gonna glue it onto this page. And I don't really care if it's even or not, because y'all all saw how wonky the the edges were, and this is crooked, and that's crooked, and it's a crooked thing. So we're just making sure we got it pressed down. If you want, you could turn it over and press on this side. No, I didn't put double-sided paper. Ooh, that's not staying down. I think I'm going to use a different glue, because that's not staying down with the art glitter glue. I'm going to use some of my beacon glue, because I don't want this falling off. I don't know why it did that. That's weird. I mean, I know I flipped the page over, but it shouldn't have done that. That was weird. I'm going to set this aside before I show you guys how it moves so that that glue can set, because obviously it needed help. So we're going to cut out some pockets to put in the front and back of my journal. I have so many punches on this desk right now. So I'm getting out my bigger one because I can't cut this at all with that other one, because it is not 12 inches tall. So these are just some that I just made to go with this journal. Like literally, that's why I was printing them out last minute, because they're different size from what the size of the journal is, because your cover is always going to be a slightly bigger cover than what your journal pages are. I'm trying to line this up, guys. This thing doesn't line up well at all, so I physically go through and see what I need to cut off, because I don't want to cut too much off. Let's line up with the next line. It's off my desk so that I can have room. I thought about doing some more of those paper flower things I was working on, but I don't think I wanted to do that, so this is what we're gonna do tonight instead. It's too far over. I could be wrong. Nope, I'm not wrong. It is too far over. It's funny because there's like a shadow that comes down from the lights onto this, and it shows me the edge of the paper where the paper trimmer would cut. I never had that happen before, but it literally is at the edge of the paper. So like when I move this over to make sure it's lined up, that's how I can tell. Hey, Kim. Right now I'm cutting out some pockets from my sewing journal. That is off. I might as well just finish cutting these pieces, and then we can use the scissors to trim the little edges, or the little corners. These pieces. I could use scissors to do this, but why use scissors when you have a perfectly good paper trimmer right here that you're already using? And that didn't cut straight for some reason. So these, like I said, are going on the inside cover of my journal. And my journal that I did for sewing is 8.5 by 11 pages. So my journal cover is 9 by 12. So these pockets, once they're folded up, are going to be 8 3/4 inches where the image is, and my little folding pieces are 3/4 of an inch. I could have made them smaller, but I didn't. So now we just need to cut those little edge pieces, and I have my scissors out, so I don't need to anything else out. So I'm just trimming this and this and these. That's the same thing with the other one. Thanks, Brenda. It's from a pack of papers that I got from Creative Fabrica that I just put into my put into Canva and then used in my templates that I have for making pockets. And if anybody ever needs a journal made, like they have a theme that they would like, I can totally help with that. Or needs a folio. I do like making folios also. Miss Brenda asked me to make her some book covers, which I'm going to do. I just need to get through this week. So I'm getting my big scoreboard out. And I'm going to score my edges of my pockets. I always do this because I find it easier to score from the top, and I'm right-handed and I can't do it that way. It doesn't work. Got one. This one done. I also end up moving paper around, so I don't want to do that. Okay. My scoreboard is from Hobby Lobby, if anybody's wondering. A lot of my stuff is from Hobby Lobby. This scoring tool, though, is from the Dollar Tree. I don't even know if they still sell them at that store, but it's funny how they were bringing out stuff for Cricuts. They had that. They had they had one of these. I didn't need one of these because I already had it, but they had one of these. They had that. They had the tool that you use for scraping when you're doing the vinyl. They don't have that. They came out with Cricut mats. They don't have those anymore. They only had 3 of them. I don't know why they didn't have the regular one. They had a light grip, a heavy grip, and a fabric one. But they never had the regular one, which was weird, but whatever. Hey, Jamie. Oh, no problem. I worked on a waterfall. It's sitting aside so I can put it in my journal. It was waiting for the glue to set because I tried using art glitter glue to glue it to the page that I want to put in the journal, and it wasn't sticking. So I decided to use the Beacon 3-in-1 because I feel like that'll give it a better hold. So right now we're just doing some pockets that are going to go in the front and back of this one. And the other day I did this. It says beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. This is literally my space that I have on my desk right now. Craft one, because I always have stuff over here where you kind of see paints. My desk is not, it's 4 feet, but 4 feet does not go that far. Let me just tell you that right now. So I don't know which one should I put in the front? The green background or the pink background? You'll let me know in the comments. Green or pink in the front, and the other one's going to go in the back. And then I can put my folio that I made in the pocket, because that's why I needed it. And I did go through and add some things in here. So I have like vintage women that I cut out, and I have some tags that I had. You have this paper? The one that's in the cover? You have this one? Does it say, how do you have this one? Because I made this one, but you're talking about this one. I think a lot of people do. It's from that ephemera pad from Hobby Lobby. So do we like the green one or the pink one for the front cover? Hey, Ms. Victoria. So now that you've seen the journal that I made for Sharon in our last mystery box thing, you're okay with me making you one that's sewn together? Speaking of Sharon, hey, Miss Sharon. Okay, I'm going to use the green one in the front cover. Just because nobody was saying anything. I love that you were using the journal that I made for you. The one that I made for Sharon had elastic in it because I didn't want to. I didn't know if she would want me to sew it in for her, and I didn't want to like walk on someone's toes, so I just used elastic. Also, that way she could pick what pages she wanted to put in it. But I think I'm gonna sew yours together for you, Victoria. And I think you'll like it, so I don't think I'll have an issue with you being like, ugh, this is horrible. I designed the kit that I'm putting in it, and I got the paper for the cover that I want to use. Let's put this here and put the other one back here. Thank you for sprinkling me out, Miss Sharon. I appreciate that. So I'm using the art glitter glue for this. Like I said, I used the art glitter glue when I was trying to do the waterfall, but it fell off the page. So we switched to some Beacon 3-in-1. So I'm just lining it up inside this corner piece. And part of the reason this paper that's on the cover goes all the way to here is because I messed up the spine. And I wanted to cover it. So it just goes to show you, you mess something up, there is a way to fix it. And these pockets are so big, I could actually come in and put like pockets on pockets. But I'm not doing that right now. But I will get out my folio that I have for this journal. I didn't end up putting anything on the cover because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on it. But this is my folio that I made for my journal. It's huge. And it has flip pockets. They don't have anything in them right now. I thought about making tags, but I didn't. I did do this tag for this. And I did this one. I didn't really punch a hole in it. It's not really a tag. It's kind of more like a bookmark, but I do like it. So I don't really have a ton of stuff in this folio, and I did not figure out anything to put on the cover. Oh, and this just has like this piece of paper, some papers in here, a little ephemera. So I just wanted to put this in this pocket, but I don't think it's going to fit in there. I don't think it's going to fit in my pocket right there. But I'll figure somewhere to put that. If worst comes to worst, I could just shove it in the front and just have it in here. I don't know. But we're finished with that. I do want to do, I'm trying to think of what I want to put on here. Oh, I could have put that on before I put the pocket. I have some eyelet lace that I thought I might put on there, like underneath this, because it's got a narrow border. I bought it to make strawberry shortcake, and I didn't make strawberry shortcake. Plus, I have all of this. I don't even know how many yards that is, but it's a decent amount. This is where I don't want to say flustered, but I'm like, I don't know what I want to put in here. I want to put pockets everywhere, but the things I have to put in the pockets don't fit in the pockets. And then let's see. I can put one of these in here. I didn't punch the little thing out. Actually, these aren't ready yet. Those need a... Well, I can show you the tool that I have. I can't put these in there because they're too short. And that's why I need other pockets. So like when I cut stuff out like this that I'm going to use as a tab, like a tag or just a, I don't know what they're called. And I'm like, I need something that's this size. I can use this as a pocket because the wording is facing this way. I don't know that I want to put it on this page. This is the page that I did the other waterfall on. So you can see, I mean, it's a little ruffled, but the glue didn't like seep through. And then this is the other waterfall. So it's getting caught on the lace. I could put this on this page. So when you're making one of these into a pocket, you just do the 3 sides. You don't do all 4, because then it wouldn't be a pocket. So we'll do this one on this page, because my pockets that I've made for like the front and back are so tall. I need like taller things to put in them. I think I did this a lot with stuff in my other journal too. So I'm just going to put it in this corner. I'm not putting it exactly at the edge. And it's already been distressed. All my stuff I distressed the other day, so. But I do want to show you guys, these are layaway tickets and inventory tags and all of that goodness. And I don't know if y'all have ever noticed this, but they have like where they would have had perforations right here and up here in between this segment. So they could rip it off to give it to you when you put something on layaway. So you have this number and they have this number. This is a little tool from Tim Holtz that does perforations. I have a paper trimmer that has a perforation blade in it, and it's in my room. Plus, this was only like $5, and it's Tim Holtz, and I really love it. How many pages is your book? I don't know, Wendy. I could count them, but let me show you guys this real fast. So this is an inventory tag, and it's only got a perforation up at the top. So I'm just gonna take my, let me put this on a line. That way I can kind of gauge it and keep it straight. So I'm just doing this and going across the line. And I'm going slowly because I have done this really crooked in the past, and I don't want to do it again. So I don't know if y'all can see that it actually perforated, but it did. So like I could rip this in 2 pieces. I'm going to do the rest, that to the rest of that too. And I'm glad I thought to use the mat to measure or to keep it straight, because I have some that are really wonky. Let's see. So it's 4 signatures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 pages in each one. 12 times 4 is what? 48? 48 pages. Plus I have my covers. So 52. If you count the folio, the manila folder as part of it. My one from Christmas had 45 pages in it, I think, and it was in 3 signatures. I love my Christmas one. It's sitting over by my chair that I have in here, and sometimes I'll just take it out and look through it. Because I didn't get a chance to do a lot in it because I made it so late in the season that like I didn't have a chance to do much. It has like 1 thing written in it, and that was something Emmy said. Emmy is my niece. For anybody that doesn't know, I talk about her a lot on here. She loves the movie Elf, and she was here for a family Christmas party, and she was sitting in a chair, and her dad went to get something, and she goes, "He's an angry elf." I about died laughing. And so I wrote that in there that she said that to him on a page that had something about quotes or something. That one was a little crooked, but it is what it is. At least it's perforated. This one's going to be difficult because it's like right on the line right here. I think I need to hold it like this. I think that's why it got messed up when I was doing that last one. So I'm lining it up on my mat. I need to get my other mat in here and move things. Because I have that other mat that I got. The Fiskars one. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this again. I didn't push enough into it. The top one's not right either, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that too much. Oh, maybe I will. Well, I think I perforated a little bit too much on that side, and I don't want to mess it all up, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. But these are tall enough that I could put them in. I could put one of these in this pocket because it's big enough. So let's see if our waterfall page is dry enough to put in here yet. So this is what I was talking about. This is called masking paper. It's paper that you can tape down on the edges with masking tape to extend where you're painting so it doesn't get on carpet and stuff. And you can just buy a whole roll of this at Home Depot, Lowe's. I bought mine on Amazon because I don't go to those stores very often. But I think this is where I'm going to end up putting it. And see, it works. I probably could have done something to the back page, but I didn't. It's and also my journal is 4 signatures because it was 4 different sets of images that I had. I think one of them might have been from a kit that I got from Etsy that I used in it. And I think the other ones were from Creative Fabrica. For those of you that don't know about Creative Fabrica, you really should. It's like $4 a month and you have unlimited downloads of stuff on there. And Wendy was talking about last night on her live. You can go on Etsy and not all the time, but a lot of the times you can find the same stuff on Creative Fabrica because they also have it to where you can buy in individual files from them. So they have a lot of the same stuff. And also, I don't know how many of y'all know my porch prints. My porch prints on Etsy. They sell a bunch of kits for journals and stuff. And I found some of the pages that they used. No, not my porch prints. Well, I did find that images that they used for a fussy cut that I bought. They were the same images that were on Creative Fabrica. And then another page that I found, they had the same. Oh, hey Melissa. They had the same like background pages and overlays that I had from Creative Fabrica that they used in the set that they sold on Etsy that I had bought to use for the last mystery box. I used it in Julie's journal that I sent her because I didn't feel like trying to make all of the ephemera for her journal. So we have that in here. Still got about 17 minutes, so we'll work some more on putting stuff in here. Put these out here. These are some things that are in here that I did. These are some tags that Christy sent me the file for. They're like simplicity patterns, but they're tags. So she sent me these, and I printed out some of them from my phone. So these were printed out from my phone, so they're smaller. It's just a bunch of them. And then these I printed out from the computer, and when I did, it cut half of some of them off. So I only have 4 that are actually full tags. So I think I might use some of the other ones that I have, like they cut off part of this, and tags are uneven now. I might cut these out and use them just in the journal and pages. So that's another reason I want some of the smaller pockets in here. I could also like do one of these and not perforate it and use it as a pocket, which that thought just crossed my mind when I was looking at it. So now we've got this one in the back. This one, see these I made these pockets really tall, so it makes it kind of difficult. This is one of the ones that's probably not as tall as the rest, but this is another tag that I did, and it has a pocket on it. I love making these tags now, these things. I love using my stamps. See, and I don't even look in the free section anymore because I have the paid subscription. But she's right, they do. So I wonder if these would fit in here. I mean, I know they're not going to fit all the way in, but the smaller ones might. But I do have these to put in. Let's see. Put a pocket on that one. Didn't put anything on that one? These are bags, by the way. These are the gift bags that are 10 by 13, I think, from Hobby Lobby. So maybe we'll put this down here in this corner. I try to space things out when I do my journals so that I don't have like pocket after pocket or like pocket after this. And I need to trim that because I forgot to do it. So pressing down to make sure it stays. I could probably put one of the smaller tags, like one of these would fit in here fine, instead of using those bigger ones. I still have this to put somewhere in here. I don't know where I'm going to put that, but I can't tell if they're supposed to be mannequins or not. They kind of look like them, but it's like a full-on set of women. And I still have some other women that I've cut out to use also. I honestly have no clue where I'm going to put this, but I brought it over here because I had it, and it seemed like a good place to use it would be this journal. I might use it on a tag. So I'm going to pull out my ephemera, my little fussy cuts that I have. See, these are little pockets I can use. This was actually a pocket from a kit, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck I could fit in this thing if I folded it to be an actual pocket, but who knows? Never thought I would have a pocket like that in here either. I might fold this and use it on a tag because I feel like it's small enough to use on one of my big tags. But I have all of this stuff that we can put in here. Scissors and measuring tape and rulers and all of this goodness. So this is kind of what I did with my other journal for Christmas. But I was using like stickers and rub-on transfers. But I don't have any rub-on transfers that are sewing related. So we're just going to go through and put some things on the pages. And I don't want to put this in upside down. And it really doesn't have words written in English. It's actually got letters that look like they're... I have no clue. I did put a symbol on here, though. Let's see. I need to put something on this page. I also use pieces like this for pockets. I don't care how big it is. Like, as long as it's big enough to fit something in, I will use it as a pocket instead of using it as a card for the journal. So I'm going to use this as a pocket on this one of these pages. I don't know if I'm going to put it on this page or not, but I did put some things on this page. Put it on this one. Let's put it in the corner on this one. So again, only glue 3 sides. Add that one. See what else is in here. This is straight up and down. I don't know if I could use that. This one has a ruler, but it's like in different directions. So I feel like we could use that. Let's see, let's find another place to put a pocket. See, this is a big pocket. Yep, that's what this is. So a sewing journal. Let's see. So I have printed these on just regular paper, and I also printed them on like this. This is craft paper. And then I have some tags that I've done that are like different ones. Let's see in the middle. Well, let's take this one and we'll put this one in. That's cardstock. Let's see. I still want to put this in here though. Trying to find a page to put it on. But yep, that's what this journal is. It's a sewing slash tailoring slash whatever you want to call it. The layaway tag in here. And like I said, I put pockets on these, and they're pockets themselves, basically. They open up. This would actually be a good place to put that tag thing that I made. I don't know if y'all saw that in here. What pocket it's in. I know I saw it in here. Ooh. That's the one thing I don't like about these pockets like this. Stuff doesn't stay in them very well when you're flipping through the pages. Where'd it go? I know I had it in here. This is one of those tags. I need to put a an eyelet up there, but it's a tag pocket, and it just has a little notebook in it. And I just wrote fashion on the little tab that I made. I love tabs now that I have a punch that actually works. I glued this too much when I did it. Like I glued it too close to where it has enough room, but it's very close to where it almost doesn't have enough room to put it back in here. So it just fits in there. But that would be something good to put in. What bag was I looking at? This one. Well, maybe not that one. Let's go to this one. This one. Because it's big enough and you could put it in there and it's not adding bulk. So I am still looking for somewhere to put this in the journal. Maybe we'll put it in the back one. I could put it on this page. It kind of goes. Maybe I'll put it on this side so it's not covering that image. Because the words that are on this page are not English. I don't even know if they're an actual language or it's just something that's made up. Because I didn't make this. I didn't make this page. I didn't make the image that's on the page, I should say. I didn't make the page. So now we got that one, and we got put like a tag like that in there because it's not as big. I'm trying to see what else is in here. I have pockets. I have tags. I have envelopes that are bigger and smaller. Like I have these. That would fit in there. Let's see. And this signature is a little loose. I don't know where I went wrong with it, but obviously I did. So I have this big pocket with this layaway tag in it. Let's see. And I have all of these folios that I can put stuff on the inside of them if I wanted to do pockets. And I left myself all of these pages to write on and do stuff with. Let's put this down in the corner. Or maybe up at the top. No, I don't like it up at the top. I don't know. I second guess myself a lot. Can y'all tell? I have a ton of stuff, so I'm just trying to see. Let's put that on this page. It says Sewing Journal Ideas. It's a sticker, by the way. So I don't need to use glue. I need to get my pokey tool to take the back off of it, though, because I always have issues. Hey, Christina. Thanks for hopping on to watch a little while. Up after me is Wendy from Dusty Granny's Crafts by Wendy. This is her event. It's Dusty Granny's event group. And it's Adventures in Journaling this week. And our theme is Crafter's Choice. This would be nice if I could get this backing sheet off. I know it's sticker paper because it has stuff on it. It has like writing on the back of it. So if you're watching on the event page, all you have to do is refresh, and either Wendy or Tracy will have her shared in there. There we go. Usually it was a sticker, and I did distress these. I'm gonna put that up in the corner right there. So I could write a bunch of ideas on this page about stuff that I want to put in here. I have a ton of those. And I have all kinds of little words and stuff. And see, this is the same one, but it's printed on regular, printed on cardstock. And I have all of these little things. Little tiny things that are going to fall out. That's why they're in these envelopes. So let's see if we can find some pages to put those things on. This is supposedly rice paper. I have no clue if it really is because, you know, Amazon. It could be anything. This is the Seamstress Choice needle paper. I don't know what needle paper is. This I am just going to glue down. Even something like this, if the wording was this way, I would use it for a pocket. But it's not. So I'm just going to put it down here in the corner. And also I need to put stuff on my doilies. Let's see. I love these. These are one. This part of the journal is probably one of my favorites. I really like these images that I found to use for these pages. I really like them. This is really tiny, but I'm kind of thinking I want to use it as a pocket. I'm thinking I want to use it as a pocket. This is definitely a pocket. I don't know if it goes with that paper, though. Let's put it on this page. So again, 3 sides. You don't want glue at the top, or it's not going to be a pocket at that point. Let's do... Can't decide if I want to put it on the rice paper or not. Because I was thinking about that. But then I'm thinking I could stamp all kind of stuff. So we'll just put it on this one. Close to the bottom of the page, not exactly at that corner. But it's now, I can put stuff in it. And it looks like a pocket. I have a few of those that were in one of the kits. I think that was the kit I paid for from Etsy. Could also distress some of this paper and use it as pockets too, because I still have a chunk of that left from the thing I did, you know, that thing. The waterfall. I'm like, words, why don't they work? Thanks for having me, Wendy. I want to put this on one of these pockets. That one's already got stuff on it. This one I need to trim the edge. It would even fit on like one of these pockets. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that looks good on this pocket? The back pocket of this folio? The signature, I mean. I kind of think I like it on this pocket. So Wendy's up after me, you guys. So refresh your page if you're watching in the group. And if you're not watching in the group, why not? Go join it. Almost like paper pattern. I have to go back and read that one. I read part of what Tamara said, and I didn't get through all of it. You don't want to know, Melissa. Are you talking about the, this stuff? It's definitely thicker than pattern paper, but not by much. Pattern paper is more tissuey. This is thicker. And I do have it in the smaller roll. I have it in the one that's like 6 inches, and this one was 12, I think. They also have 15, I think, and 18, or it might have been 15. I'm not sure. I can show you guys the roll real quick before I go. Yeah, this is the roll, the paper that I have in here. And it comes in green, and it also comes in natural color. And that's what I got for the 6 inch. So let's go watch Miss Wendy, you guys, and I'll work on this again another day. Yeah, I'm not telling you how many journals I have that aren't finished. Bye, guys. What is what called? The paper? It's called masking paper. Like masking tape. It's masking paper. So just go look it up on any store like that. Bye, guys.